Hi, this is Angela Blueskies, Creative Director of Heart of the Mother Retreats. And this afternoon, it is my true pleasure to introduce a dear friend and colleague of mine, James Wood, who is joining us in this conversation all the way from the Sacred Valley of Peru. James, thank you so much for taking this time this afternoon to join me in this conversation.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. It's been way too long since we've been together face to face.
Yeah, but we'll be seeing each other soon. Time
Absolutely.
flies.
Time does fly. And I'm so glad that you will be joining us in our Peru retreat this summer. And it's going to be a really amazing group of people. And I've been enjoying these conversations with all of the people who are a part of our greater team to just add some insight into the medicine work with ayahuasca and to being in the Sacred Valley of Peru, because we all have such interesting and unique points of view. And so thank you so much for sharing some of your own experience with us today in this conversation.
You're welcome.
So I'm wondering if we can start with you just sharing a little bit about yourself, whatever feels good to share.
Well, I'm a type of person that never knew what they wanted to do with their life. And while I had brothers and sisters that knew exactly what career they wanted to go into and what they wanted to become, I never had the faintest idea, and I never really cared. All I knew was that the easiest way to graduate was to get my psychology degree. And so that's what I did. And I've had a variety of jobs in San Francisco. Most of them have been creative jobs. I love creativity and designing things and working with people. The last 14 years, I worked for an architectural firm where basically I created my own position in the firm. Fortunately, it was a very successful architectural firm. And I worked with clients who were extremely wealthy, some of the wealthiest people in the world. And these people didn't know what they wanted. They knew they wanted a house, they knew they wanted this or they wanted that. And I was very successful in helping them to sort of clarify and decide on what they wanted. And also working in an architectural firm, there are a lot of big egos among the architects, and I was also very good at conflict resolution within the firm and things like that. And so my office was never empty. I was always doing something like that. And then by chance, the principal of the firm heard about ayahuasca, felt like he wanted to make a change in his life, and asked me if I would go to Peru with him. And we went to Peru together, drank ayahuasca, and here I am in the Sacred Valley, living here.
So you went to Peru and you never came back.
No, I came back, but it took me a while to make the move completely to Peru. But after having a lot of difficult times, having someone take care of my house, and it was just the logistics were difficult to spend time down here and maintain a residence and life in the Bay Area. So finally I decided to just sell it and move down here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 7 years.
You've been
now.
there 7 years now.
Yeah.
Awesome. But I'm curious to hear more about those early experiences with ayahuasca for you, and what called you to make that big change to leave behind your life in San Francisco and to just move to Peru. I mean, I think to a lot of people that would sound like a huge, huge decision.
I had, when I was 28, my mother died, and that really was that was a traumatic experience for me. I left my job, and for 7 months I took care of her. And after that was over, I was really depressed. And I, even though I had my bachelor's in psychology, I sought out psychotherapy to help me through that period of depression and stuff like that. And I found it to be really useful. And I also had had a passion for taking psychedelic drugs before that in my, anywhere from high school through college and stuff like that. But anyway, I went to see several psychologists over a period of 3 years to sort of help me through this period of dealing with my mother's death. And at the same time, I was still experimenting with psychedelics, and I had what Abraham Maslow called was the peak experience, which was just incredible. And I just saw the oneness in the universe. And so I went back and I decided to go and get my master's in psychology and actually become a therapist. And so I went to the California Institute of Transpersonal Psychology in Menlo Park. And at that time, it was really a wonderful place for me to be, because I'd been sort of ripped wide open. And here I was surrounded by Stan Groff, who was there, and James Fadiman, who now does all the microdosing talks and stuff like that. And these were people who really understood me and what I was going through and the benefits of hallucinogenics and things like that. So it became a very wonderful place for me to grow and to learn and to experience these different healing modalities, whether it be Stan Groff's breath work or psychodrama or anything. It was just an incredible place to be. And so I graduated and started my practice, and realized that I don't really have any desire to do this. This is just not my passion. The beautiful thing about it was that when I was studying psychology, I was very interested in the object relations school of psychological thought. And immediately when I took ayahuasca, I was able to see that this was a perfect tool for me to explore my own mind and really understand the evolution of how I became a person, and how I was able to, we have this mutual friend, Diego, how I was able to peel back the layers of the onion and discover more of who I truly was, and to live from my truth. So that's a little bit more about me.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And, you know, those experiences that you're sharing about, those experiences where we peel back the layers of ourselves and start to really see, I am not my thoughts. I am not my life experiences. I am so much more than that. I feel like those are the real gifts of working with ayahuasca, and probably all entheogenic medicines to some degree, to move beyond the small box within which we see ourselves and we navigate our daily lives. Wake up, go to work, do what you're supposed to do, go to sleep, do the same thing every day. And then there are these experiences that hit the reset button and say, wait a minute, look at all of this. And really consider, how do you want to choose to live this precious life? And how do you want to allow the things that have happened to you to affect you? Or how do you want to re-navigate that in a way that's more empowered?
Yes. And now the funny thing is that I've lived in Pisac for 7 years, and although I'm not a licensed psychotherapist anymore, I mean, that was 30 years ago, um, I've had the opportunity to work with probably 10 to 15 people doing psychotherapy here in the Valley. And and now I'm at a stage in my life where, because of my own self-knowledge and because of, well, just my own, just where I am with myself, it's been great. I've been able to be with these people in a way that's been very meaningful to me. And also, for the past 3 or 4 years, I've been assisting in ceremonies with people in the Valley. And that also is another opportunity to provide that sort of space for people.
Things can come full circle in such a way that more like full spiral, because what a different place you're living in now, both in your
Yeah.
and geographically, in a culture where working with plant medicines is not only legal, it's also culturally relevant and deeply respected as ancestral tradition.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I love it.
Blessed. I feel so blessed.
You are so blessed. I love it so much. Do you find that the majority of people that you're now seeing in a therapeutic context in the Sacred Valley are people who are working with plant medicines and seeking support?
No. No, we've had some very, um, Pisac has the reputation of being a place of healing. And so because of that, this is just my opinion. I think that there have been certain people that have come here as sort of a last resort. Like they don't know what else to do. And they're searching for some kind of help. And so they come to Pisac. And it's not necessarily for plant medicine. In fact, some of the, it's been a very minor role in the people that I've seen. And, but sadly, there have been some very disturbed people that have come to Pisac seeking help. And because it's Peru, and Peru doesn't really have, at least the Valley or Cusco for the matter of fact, doesn't really have the facilities and knowledge to help these people. The best thing that me and a team of others have been able to do is to get the people back to their home country.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
but unfortunately I've seen some very disturbed people here.
I think that one of the biggest challenges that I've seen, especially with the culture of the plant medicines blossoming so much and I've been going to Pisac for 15 years now. So many people like want to heal, or they want to change, they want to explore, but don't necessarily know how to do that in a way that is grounded and like really life affirming. They don't know how to navigate the space between here I am in this completely different than anywhere else on earth place, doing this work that is very expansive and can be really shattering. And then what? Like, how do you put yourself back together? And so I think it's unfortunate that more people who go there to do this work don't seek out the appropriate kind of integration support in those kind of scenarios. And in the retreats that we create, like one of our big goals is to provide that support every step along the way, so that people are able to have really big opening experiences and then not go into a place that is lost or dissociative or somehow confused and chaotic. We really want to make sure that people are well supported every step of the way, so they can really consider what is needed most. And during these retreats, that's something that we want to make sure that people know is available. In addition to having you and your background in psychology, Helen is a licensed social worker, as is Susan. And it's something that is super important to us, to be able to bring together both of those perspectives in order to really help people in the best way.
No, it's good to have that. I mean, that's wonderful to have that body of knowledge, wisdom, and familiarity with what can happen in a medicine ceremony and how to help people integrate their experience. I mean, that's fundamental. And fortunately, I've been lucky enough to be around people when I was going through that held me and helped me. They're supporting me all the way. But also, I don't know, a lot of people, the Incas believed that the Apus surrounding the Sacred Valley were the doctors. And this is a place of healing, and this is a place of powerful healing energy. And people need to know that you're going to a place that is powerful. It's a powerful place, and you can be opened up further than just the plant medicines are going to open you. But I have total confidence in you, and we're here to hold people, and that's what I love.
I think that's beautiful. For those who aren't familiar with this term Apus, the Apus are the sacred mountains all around the valley and beyond, of course. And we will literally be surrounded by them every single day. That in the Sacred Valley, they literally believe that the mountains are deities and powerful forces that can interact with us in our lives. And so we will have plenty of opportunities to connect directly and to listen and to make offerings as we travel around between ceremonies.
All I can say is that it was a big decision for me to move here, and I have not regretted it for a minute. I am the most wonderful thing is that from Urubamba, which is a city an hour from Pisac, all in between, the whole area is filled with interesting people, some of the best massage therapists, best healers, best musicians. I mean, it's just a wonderful place. And I don't know a single person that has a TV. We get together, we cook, people play music, we sing, and people in the United States go, well, what do you do there? And I don't know. I'm never bored, and I don't have, I don't have a full-time job or anything like that, but we have a blast, and we love hanging out together, and we get together all the time, and it's a community. It's a community that's really wonderful. So that's what I love about the Sacred Valley.
I love that too. And it's something that going back and forth has really been hard for me at times, because the quality of the community and the connections that I have made there in the Sacred Valley are so rich. And I come home to the States and everybody lives in their own separate place with their doors closed and their air conditioning on, well, at least in the summer. And as you said, the TV or the cell phone, like playing on social media or whatever, all the ways that we distract ourselves because we have so many options. I think that's probably true for most of the Western world. But then coming to Peru, and the land is alive and the community is really connected and beautiful. And that's, I think that's something that people don't even know is really possible, at least in the States. It's not like that a lot of places.
I came to Pisac to do ayahuasca because I had a bad experience with malaria in the jungle, because I was going there, and then when I found out that Diego was doing ceremonies weekly here, I decided just to give that up. Even though I've been back to the jungle many times, but it's a beautiful experience to drink ayahuasca in the jungle.
It certainly is. It's amazing to be surrounded by like the largest life force on the planet, for sure.
Yeah. And the sounds.
The songs of the birds, but also like rats eating the roof, and it's alive, and I think it's definitely more comfortable in the Andes to be able to do this work, which is why we don't choose to take people to the Amazon at this point.
Yeah, I like cool weather. So, no, I love it here.
Beautiful. Well, I'm curious as we approach the end of our conversation, if there's anything else that you'd like to share with people who are either coming with us or people who are considering joining this retreat in a future year.
Well, I will be here to welcome you and to hold you. And don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. It's a wonderful experience. And all I can say is that I'm so grateful for what it's done for me. I've been able to deal with an incredible amount of sadness in my life and anger and things like that. And I found it to be the most beautiful tool and the most efficient tool and the most informative tool. And Mother Ayahuasca is going to hold you like a newborn baby.
Beautiful.
So if you surrender and let her.
The most important part.
Keyword, surrender.
Surrender. It's sometimes the hardest part because we don't even know how much we resist until we're in it and we can see it.
But no, it's a wonderful experience. I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you, James. I'm so grateful that you will be a part of it. It means a lot to have you.
It'll be fun.
Absolutely. We will absolutely have a lot of fun. So
exactly.
Again, this is Angela Blueskies. And if you're curious to learn more about Heart of the Mother Retreats, you can certainly check out our website, heartofthemotherretreats.com. And there will be information up in the beginning of 2020 about future retreats, as the one that we currently have coming in the summer of 2020 is fully booked at this point. But we hope to meet you at some future point. And I can't thank you enough for taking this time with us today. Wishing you many.
You're welcome.